Turkish. You're gonna have 20 minutes to make a play for it. Obviously, that Mandelbrick still not going to spawn for 2 minutes. Question is where and who's gonna get the spawns nearby it. That's what I'm looking for, since we haven't seen it just yet. In terms, of course, North America has to be a bit different.
Yeah, definitely different. In Space City, I think one of the big things we were talking about a moment ago is some of these spawn points. Of course, Space City spawns really fun to play around with. It was cool to still walking away with $100 a piece if you get last, and then our race for the MVP. $1,000 for the top individual. And it looks like, folks, thanks for staying patient. Players ready. Had some issues with their gear, but they're ready to rock and roll. We're going into Space City. Let's get it, folks. About 30 seconds away.
Oh, I'm so ready immediately when you start thinking about where our 6 teams are going to spawn across Space City. A lot of people, usually in that central command building, maybe towards the western gate, but obviously someone has to spawn all the way down in launch area. Who's going to be on the southern side of things? Far away from where that Mandelbrick will go. Make sure that your gear is going to be everything that you need to withstand where that Mandelbrick has spawned, because let it rip. It could end here, or we could potentially keep going till the end. And the only way to keep the tournament alive in your hopes of winning is by winning the Mandelbrick and denying it from boomers and community.
Here we go, folks. You don't have to wait any longer. Time to get into the mix. And like I said, look at the Mandelbrick spawn. It's right there, dead center of the map. Be interesting to see who goes for it first. Because again, Grim Unity and the boomers, they don't have to move first. They just can react to whoever goes for that brick first. And they're the ones forcing tough engagement. They're the ones coming in. Not with necessarily the positional advantage, but potentially be able to third party. That's what the strategy of the boomers has been. And I'll be curious to see if they continue to execute on that strategy. Here we go. I'm going to loot up everything around us first before we wait it out. Find some CDs, find some SD cards. You know, all the good things.
All right, let's keep moving through it. Make sure you find what you want to throw into the safe box, but for now, 670K for SDLG. Very typical of what we've expected for them in the past couple of games here. But for now, until we get to see where things are headed and who's going to make an early play for that Mandelbrick, it'll spawn here in about 20 seconds, mind you. 20 minutes on the clock for Space City. Mandelbricks come into play at 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's just about getting all the loot around us and then holding out here for a bit. I don't think Grim Unity, and if they're going to play slow in the last map, I assume they're going to play very slow in this one as well. Mandelbrick is ready and able to be grabbed. Let's take a look at who's over there. It looks like we found some, decent loot here for SDLG. They've been great at looting so far. Going to be able to get some safe value here. And it looks like on the brick, Team Squidward not wasting any time. Right around the backside of the brick, while SDLG is right there as well. Potentially could be a fight with another perspective, with Baru running for the brick, I think, in the middle. Maybe playing a bit underneath. Even still, it's going to be SDLG and Team Squidward fighting first. Boomer's got a nice favorable position up in Central. I think that's going to be a huge boon for them to be able to loot up and continue to maintain space at the top of the leaderboard, Tiff. You know, when we talk about, you know, the race for positions on the leaderboard, it's bricks first, then loot value. But inside of two teams having a brick, then it's all up to loot value. So both Grim Unity and the Boomers do need to loot some. They don't get a second brick.
Hear me out, Goj. We saw Team Squidward spawn right by the Mandelbrick last time, and you know what they did? They played it patient. They played the long game, and you know what? They're smoking it out. We're moving a little bit quicker here. Now, think of where the decoding stations are. Sure, dormitory building, you got the assembly room, but also the Black Chamber, which is so close. It's just out towards the east here. So I'd be curious to see where we're going to head for. Of course, you do have to deal with the NPCs, these mini tanks, and of course, SDLG. They're going to have to push if they want to make sure that they can make a chance at the Mandel.
Yeah, and Baru was looting up and found an IFV model and threw that in the safe box. Looking nice. 2.1 mil on just him alone. Talk about, oh, and a graphics card. All right, my guy. I see some RNG on your side. Flex that graphics card for us and keep looting. SDLG is just trying to maintain a top leaderboard position by just looting the map. Every time they've done this, one of the only teams that has been running around the map pretty aggressively, looting as much as they can to at least have some advantage. Even if they just get one player out, which in this case would absolutely be Baru, it's still a huge win for them to maintain some space on the leaderboard.
That, and if they can grab a Mandel brick, they'll immediately take the top of the leaderboard. So I think that's 100% something that is very possible for them to be able to obtain. Granted, we're just going to have to wait and see where Squidward wants to go with that Mandel brick, knowing that they have it. The 6-minute timer will go into effect until they decide to hit the decoding station. They're still kind of in a very similar place. Mind you, Black Chamber, decoding station out there towards the right. Look what Stalker did. He actually went to go make a play for that decoding station. So that's respectable. Up in Central Command Building, there's another decoding station, and you know Boomers will make a play for it once there's about 30 seconds left on the clock.
And again, I know you all know this. People watching this broadcast, you're big operations players, but they do have a threat level detector on the brick, and all of a sudden, although they knew somebody was close, immediately take a bunch of fire. Maybe not punished as much as they should have been, frankly. Only took about half their health bar, probably cracked. No, it doesn't even look like they cracked their armor very much. I'm gonna swing around the backside as well. I think that might have been AI, I'm gonna be honest. Look, a decent amount of damage though.
They still hurt. They still hurt.
It's that
they
little
hurt the
tank.
Ego. They hurt the all. Yeah, it is. Look at
the auto tanks. I'm out on the auto tanks. All right, these guys messed me up as well. I was like, there's no way that's a real player shooting real bullets. The auto tanks do mess you up though, and this is what I was talking about with the brick. They just kind of get in your way, much like the Blue Eagle on the last map. It was just, they're just in the way, and they give away your position too.
I like that we had some of the music come through, and I thought we were just gonna like go on this like high octane run, like the da-na-na-na-na. Okay, look, they're heading out. Could be moving towards that northwestern side of things, or maybe they're just taking the long rotate around. So everyone kind of minding their own business. And well, we were talking about it. You know how heavy hitting those things can be. And also BTW, they're out on the west. They could look for some angles if these NPCs don't.
Yeah, and this is the first time we've been able to kind of say this. Keep your eye on it's called the torch timer in our rule book. You can carry the torch, aka the brick, for 6 minutes. When that torch extinguishes and that timer goes to 0, you don't get it in a decoding station. It's going to go back to spawn. Could be a new spawn on Space City. Could be somewhere different. We'll see where they go with it. I just don't think they feel comfortable rotating out of here, not knowing. Like, they just don't have a lot of information. They do have a Luna, so if they can keep throwing those arrows out, they'll probably move on an arrow on refresh timer. Here's the move. Have some smokes to work with as well.
All right, but look where BTW is. They're waiting. This is what they were expecting Squidward to do. And maybe not expecting, but hoping. Knowing that this is an opportunity to make happen. So might as well play it back. BTW would love to get their hands on a Mandel brick. And, well, they've been no issues with fighting. Howl's here, though. Let's see if they're going to be able to make a game for it. They're just full running. Maybe looking like Rickon from Game of Thrones, kind of bobbing and weaving throughout. Actually, he ran straight, but we're trying to change the game here. We don't want to get shot.
Oh, well, that's too bad. You're getting shot big time. A lot of damage going down on Team Squidward. And again, I think that might be from AI. The Havoc auto tanks and that sniper getting active, but a nice rotate to the decoding station. So torch timer doesn't go out. They've got it in the decoding station. 4 minutes on the clock, folks. And here comes some nades. So you're not safe right now. And it looks like it's BTW getting here first. Let's see. You can see them on the mini map there in yellow, getting close and finding an angle at least on one. Looks like they're getting Howls the weakest right now. See some of the builds. It looks like we've got the PKM Supremacy, by the way. If anybody remembers season 1, I was ragging on the PKM until somebody showed me how it worked, and now I'm a PKM fiend.
I'm a triple blaster fiend. I just love watching all of that flyer forward. Okay, look at setup here. You've got Howls just in that building, the yellow and white hanging out in the window. You've got Tsunami down a little bit closer with Sing Song lying in the back. And of course, what are they doing? They're putting the pressure straight towards that duo. So maybe they're going to try and isolate someone. But knowing that Howls in the back could be preferential to it, they go for the decode into the smoke, and I don't. They did. They stole it. It cost you your life, but you made it happen. Yeah, crawl back to our homies. Help.
I don't even know if that's worth it. I mean, you technically have power position now because you have the brick technically on your favor, but you've lost a player, and the timer was probably still at like 3 minutes, Tiff. So they've reset it down to about 2:30, and then Squidward just stole it right back. I just don't know that it was worth it, and unfortunately, they lose that player. Still down. Off screen, by the way, this is the most important fight, but off screen, quickly looking in the kill feed, Boomers have taken down 2/3 of Grim Unity. Here's a quick look at it. We got to pay attention to that brick fight, but the Boomers have absolute power position in this point, looting up those 2 bodies, and Grim's just hoping to get a pick on 1. These 2 teams fighting each other is good news for the rest of the lobby. We're going to have to swing back and see what happens with this brick fight, as BTW has restabilized, and they've actually traded 1 out, it looks like, with Team Squidward. Team Squidward technically with the decode right now. 2:30 is the lowest amount of timer you'll see. So when it gets stolen back by BTW here, back to 2:30 we go. Quick math here, Tiff. 7:15 is what we're looking for on the game timer if this doesn't get stolen again.
It can be only stolen maybe 2 more times if you're saying 7:15, because if it goes back to 2:30 each time. So if you want to be able to make sure you can get a decode before the map expires, 2 more times can it be stolen if done immediately. Yeah, you know, production, sometimes caster math is really tough, but you know what?
That was right.
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling hot with my math today.
7:15. You want to do the math, folks? Look at it, all right? You guys can compare it. I'm right up there on the money within a second spread here. 7:15 is what we're watching on the left. If we can't see it on the map, it's kind of covered by players. You can see 43 seconds, 1 minute, 43, and counting. It looks like FBWL is getting into the mix. SDLG, look at where SDLG's actually posted up. They're actually playing the backside of the West Gate all the way on the wall, looking to cover anybody that approaches. They actually are going to look at FBWL rather first, I think. Unless Triple maybe already got some information. I think just about everybody's running a Luna as expected.
Boomers. Boomers are on the descent. They took out some of Grim Unity and they're like, all right, it's time. I'm gonna show out. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. BTW, though, they're going to be on the front line. They're still the ones that are working down towards the decoding. Not only do you expend the Volt Arrow, but the detection as well to get that extra information before maybe a pause here. Squidward, though, incredibly low on the other side. We're just looking for the finishing touches to clean them out.
Catching the wrong angle here. Looks like the Boomers are getting mixy, folks. As a reminder, the Boomers have won the fight against Grim Unity, at least for the moment, and then they left. Grim Unity's actually getting revives as the Boomers go for the win in the tournament. Nowhere gets cut down, but they do steal the brick. Another 2:30 on the clock. It's going to be a 5:15-ish is what we're looking for on the game timer if nobody else steals it. We're going to back up to try to pick up Nowhere, who's actually decently safe unless Sing Song makes a play by himself. The problem is, and they know this, we've got some help on the other side. BTW now in trouble as SDLG gets in the mix. Finn finding 1, Triple fully eliminated. Dormon, the last remaining player for BTW, trying to find an angle on SDLG and be a hero. Almost able to do it, but getting shot in the back as well. Team Squidward down to 1. BTW down to 1. Grim Unity fully back onto the map, just nowhere in sight. They're not going to be here for a while, and the Boomers have the brick. The match point brick notification has gone out to everybody else. Everybody's got to play for this brick. About a minute and 45, minute 50 on the clock.
Keep your eyes out. Look where they are situated, though. And look who made, oh, I was going to say a full regain. It's Grim Unity, but, well, Grim. Now, justice for Grim. Mr. Smile and 60MG still up, though. Could be real stealthy here.
This is crazy. So many yellow timers on this map. From all of the teams. Sing Song, of all people, as a solo, actually cuts down 1 member of Grim Unity and then gets the revive on Howls. It's going to be a true 2v2 on the offside on the right. between pink and blue. Gonna go for a smoke and res. They're gonna hear this. The question is, do they peek? Are they counting on the peek because they're holding the off angle? Community Smile is gonna take down Howls and right to the face. Holy cow. 60MG says, hey, don't bother me, all right? Sing song, I'm rezzing. Marksman rifle straight to the mouth at point blank range. It connects perfectly. 60MG gets the kill and the wipe. Unreal. Literally put his hand up and said, don't talk to me. I'm in the middle of something.
All for the homies. All for the homies. But SDLG, they were playing the wall. They want to get involved. Grimmunity, though, what do? They steal the mantle brick. 5:30 on the counter. Okay, so you're looking for what? 3 minutes?
Yeah, it's like 3:05. Yeah, it's real tight because, again, like you said, Tiff, there's about only one more steal that we can afford in this time frame, and we're gonna get good loot off of our opponents, which does matter, but not if Grimmunity gets this brick.
Little graphics card in the safe box. I love it. Well, let's see what happens here. SDLG trying to invest, dive out of the way from that. 5 minutes. There's the warning. Honestly, I don't know if anyone's actually gonna leave the map, but 60MG after that epic heroic effort, they're all down. They're all out.
What? That was boom goes the dynamite, equal plays. The perfect place grenade wipes all of Grimmunity. They are out of this game, and they have the brick going right now in their favor. Of course someone's going to steal it. But on the off chance that nobody gets there in the next minute and 15 seconds, Grimmunity could win this while not being on the map. Of course it's gone. Could have been a cool moment. FBWL says, no, I'm staying into the mix. We're taking down equal plays off screen while SDLG have the brick with only a couple minutes left on the clock. This is going to be a battle against the clock like you predicted, Tiff. Utter chaos.
We knew it was going to happen, but Boomers, in the meantime, 7 kills, 1.5 million in loot value. The fun part about this is the biggest issue was Grimmunity. SDLG, though, where were they on the leaderboard, and how much loot did they have? Once you give them a Mandel brick, they're going to go crazy on the leaderboard, but FBWL, they want to get into it, and Boomers, who were fresh off a regain here, immediately set their attention straight forward them. What does it do? It opens them up for a massive play against them. And they're full dead. It's just equal plays left.
Holy cow. FBWL have come online and wiped 2/3 of the Boomers. If they wipe equal plays here, going for the res, he could go for the hero play. He does.
Oh.
Needed a knock there, gets it. And they're just sticking the res. They just tried to stick the res. They thought they had time. No way. Equal plays. Another hero moment. But job's not done. Boomers have 10 kills right now. This is a huge boon for them to maintain space at the top of the leaderboard. But the question is, if you're equal plays, now what?
You
SDLG. Yeah, you go to steal. There's 60 seconds on the clock, Tiff. It just procced the announcement. 60 seconds on the clock.
You res. You res. That's what you do. Okay. Fine. Sure. SDLG Beru here, looking for Doraemon from BTW. Maybe strength in numbers. What you can do at this point in time, now that it's down below 230, is if you go for the steal, you denied SDLG from getting a Mandel brick.
Patience. Holding the angles. Finds one angle. Hits some shots, but it's not enough. There's the Luna arrow. Gonna get some procs through the smoke for a moment. They're gonna get it. SDLG is gonna get it. Boomers are going for it. They're sprinting for the point. They do get an assist onto Nowhere. Nowhere's down. It's just gonna be equal place yet again. The last remaining player for the Boomers. He gets one, trades it out on the ground next to him, and finally gets wiped. SDLG get the brick, get the kills, a ton of loot. And I know they're excited because they're going to be able to get this revive as well. The only remaining player on the map is BTW with one player up. Maybe just trying to get out with something. What a way to finish this one.
Yeah. Well, if I'm SDLG, I know that I've got a ton of loot value and now a Mandel brick to go alongside it. We're talking about that leaderboard is about to shake things up and Doraemon is hitting the ground running. Honestly, not sure if enough time, but We'll see. Regardless, Boomers and Greenmunity both do not get a Mandel brick. So you know what, Goj? We go again.
Yeah, this is insane. I mean, this is so much fun. It's going to be a blast to break down. Because look how excited they are. I could tell, this is my favorite part of these broadcasts. I could tell with SDLG, you could tell by how their sensitivity was when they were taking fights, and then their sensitivity after they got the brick. They were so excited. It was shaking back and forth like crazy. Even not in a fight, just trying to loot. So awesome to see. They are pumped about that one. They wish they could have gotten out. Sure, 7.9 mil on body is crazy. I mean, that's a ton of value, going up to 8 mil now. They're just going to stuff their safe boxes with whatever they can. Probably get out with, I would say, probably close to maybe 3 mil, depending on what they're able to put in there, what they're able to find. And unfortunately for our dear friend here with BTW, I don't think they're going to get anything. Maybe besides a couple thousand. I mean, they got 200K on them. But what a way to finish this map. Obviously, SDLG is going to join the likes of Greenmunity and the Boomers at the top of the leaderboard. This could be our top 3 teams. And the question is, where does everybody land inside that top 3? Now, that's split between 3 players, 250K loss per player. Nothing crazy when you've still got your loot value at 10 mil. But these are not just, oh, what can you build? This is your score line. They could have gone up a couple mil, but even that spread wouldn't have changed things too much between SDLG and the Boomers. So some fun talking points there. Operators, I think we're going to see some more Stingers, some more Lunas that are still left. But let's talk about MVPs. I think where we're going to go is probably, yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, they had 10 kills, and good grief, Equal Plays had 7 of them. So Equal Plays will be joining the ranks as one of our round MVP winners. Crazy. I think we've got 5 round MVP winners and 5 different players taking those spots in our 5 games. So it's going to be a race to the finish line, not only for the teams, but also in the individual category for the top Slayers and the top MVP.
I just want to see where we're situated at, right? Because we kind of double dipped over in the Europe region. The team that Legerons de la Teste, they had an MVP win and they won top overall as well. And look at this, nowhere in Equal Plays out here tied, and 60 MG from Greenmunity also locked in with 1. Mind you, they each have 1 Mandel brick. Okay, that's great. But what's going to happen in our final map of the day, especially if we already have a 5-way tie for MVP, we've got to change things up. We need someone else to grab a Mandel